Kyle Pitts had a monster performance against the Tampa Bay Bucs on Thursday Night Football. 11 catches for 166 yards and 3 touchdowns. And I know a lot of fantasy leagues started their playoffs this week, and Kyle Pitts may have just single-handedly either won you your first-round matchup or ended your fantasy season. I think I saw this equates out to 45 PPR fantasy points. So a massive performance from Pitts in this one. And in this breakdown, we're going to look at what went right for Pitts in this Falcons offense and how he was able to dominate. Starting with this play here, very first catch for Pitts in this one, you're going to get what starts out as a middle field close look or a one high safety look. This is typically going to be cover 3 or man, but obviously these can be disguised. And in this instance, this is actually going to be cover 2 with a nickel blitz here coming off the left side of the offensive line. And that means that this corner actually has to drop and play this deep half while the safety who starts in the middle of the field is dropping over to his right to cover that half of the field. Now you're going to get a really hard play action fake here from Atlanta, which is critical here because what it does is it pulls this defender down who's dropping out to play kind of like that vert hook roll in the coverage. This allows Kyle Pitts to get behind him. And then it's just a matter of waiting for this window to open up between this hook defender and the flat defender here to the top of your screen. Cousins does a great job of letting this clear out, hits Pitts in the window here, picks up 13 yards for his first catch of the day, moves the chains with a first down. Again, first of 11, a monster performance from Pitts in this one. Next play here, Pitts is going to start at the bottom of your screen. You see he motions to the top and you get the safety to walk down. Now, again, that doesn't necessarily tip one way or the other exactly what the coverage is. You're getting that middle field close look. So again, you might be thinking cover 3, man coverage. An additional motion here, sending him out to the outside of the bunch. Now, once you get that matched lateral motion, so him motioning out across the bunch there with Antoine Winfield, also matching that movement, that really then does key in that you're probably getting man coverage here, which it is. And it's a very simple in-breaking route. He's able to cross face here on Winfield. Kirk puts it right up in the numbers for him. Big run after catch, 26-yard pickup for Pitts. So again, nothing too flashy, nothing too crazy, just very simple, allowing himself to cross face there on the safety, gets the big-time explosive with the run after catch against the man coverage there. Now, early in the second quarter, Pitts picks up his first touchdown of the game. And this is going to be cover 1 here from the Bucs. So what that means is you're getting man-to-man pretty much across the board here with this safety in the middle of the field, trying to be responsible for anything, trying to help out over the top. Now, what happens here is this motion coming across, you're going to see there's a miscommunication here between this corner and this linebacker type. I'll try to do a good job of pausing it here, but you see they both start pointing each other. They're trying to essentially allow this to play out. He's saying, I'll get outside. You can get whatever route breaks inside because you're not going to get 2 routes typically breaking in the same direction. There's some miscommunication here, and you see Pitts actually, no one covers him, right? They both initially are covering the outside receiver, but Kirk is looking in the opposite direction of the progression. He's able to allow Pitts to clear out. He gets backside to it again. There's no one covering him. This ends up being an easy walk-in touchdown for Kyle Pitts. So again, takes advantage of the busted coverage, of the miscommunication there off of the motion check. Nonetheless, easy walk-in touchdown for Kyle Pitts, first of 3 on the day. Pitts' 5th catch of the game is a very clean run out and up route. He's going to be matched up one-on-one against number 29, the safety here, who is lined up kind of in the slot. Pitts is in an inline position here, and he's going to be running, again, an out and up route. So sells like he's going to the sideline, turns it back vertical, and this safety just never has a chance again. This is the type of stuff that Pitts was, known for at Florida that made him, at the time, the highest drafted tight end ever. You are not going to be able to cover this guy one-on-one when he's playing like this. He is an absolute matchup nightmare with the combination of the speed, the fluidity, and the size that he possesses. Again, it's been a very up and down start to his career, but last night showcased that when he's putting it all together, he is still that same matchup nightmare that he was at Florida that warranted him being a top 5 selection in the NFL draft. Pitt's second touchdown of the day comes right before the end of the first half. Now, Pitt starts at the top of your screen, split out wide. He's going to motion down into the slot here. And this is really great play design by Atlanta. There looks like they're going to fake a screen to Bijan. So it looks like it's almost not a swing screen, but kind of like a quick flat with Bijan getting out here into the flat with Pitts as a lead blocker for him. Instead, what Pitts does is he stutters up like he's going to block and then runs the fade here down outside the numbers. You have this post route on the inside, which actually attracts this safety here who's playing this outside third. He presses inside with the post route, allows all of this space to open up, and Pitts is able to get the whole shot, picks up his second touchdown of the day. So again, you see the stutter there, lots of space opens up with the post route. Big time grab in the end zone for his second touchdown of the day. And again, I really love the play design with how much they utilize Bijan in the quick game with the screens, being able to use that to their advantage to fake the screen off it, to hit a nice hole shot. Big pass there by Kirk Cousins, another touchdown for Pitts in this one. Now we are late into the fourth quarter. It is 3rd and 7. Falcons are down by 8. They really need to score on this drive. Kyle Pitts is going to be lined up here at the top of this bunch. He's going to be running a dig route. Again, simple up and in across the formation here. But this is, again, an example of why he can be such a mismatch nightmare because of the type of size that he possesses. So you're going to get that motion check here. So trying to get a beat on what's going there. You get kind of a drop off into a return once Bijan comes from the slot towards the backfield and then back out. It still is man-to-man coverage, so you've got Pitts one-on-one against a safety type, and this is just unfair. How he's able to get up, high point the ball, picks up 10 yards on 3rd and 7, moves the chains. There's just not much that the corner can do in that particular instance. He's so much bigger than him. Kirk throws it up where only the big boys can grab it. Kyle Pitts comes down with it. Big-time 3rd down conversion. Third touchdown of the game for Pitts. A little bit of controversy on this one. Was it a catch? Was it not a catch? Ultimately, it was reviewed, and they upheld the ruling that it was a touchdown. And this is just, again, one-on-one. I'm taking my guy against your guy. And Pitts is going to be running a kind of like a slot fade almost here to that pylon. And Kirk just puts it up in the air, lets him go and get it. And again, this is just one-on-one, bigger, faster, more athletic. We're going to trust our guy and let the big 6'6" tight end go up and grab it. He bobbles it. Again, I'm not here to debate whether it was or wasn't a catch because it was ruled a touchdown, and that's number 3 on the game for Kyle Pitts. Last catch of the game for Pitts, and it is not the flashiest one. I might argue it's probably the least flashy of all his catches, but it may be the most important at this point in the game. It is 3rd and 28. The Falcons are down by 2. They need to get into field goal range to give their kicker a chance to win the game. Kyle Pitts is lined up here in line at the top of your screen. He's going to drop back to help chip and pass block. Just gets out on the flat for a check down and is able to pick up 14 yards, so gets them half of it, which sets up 4th and 14, and David Sills ends up picking up the conversion on that one, and the Falcons go on to get the game-winning field goal. So, again, you see him pass set, just gets out into the flat. Big run after the catch here to be able to help cut it to 14 yards to make 4th and 14, somewhat of a possibility. You think anything beyond 20 is going to be really difficult, but once you get to just outside of 10 yards, there's still going to be plays on that call sheet for you to get to. So not the flashes, but a necessary 14 yards to help get that drive continued and end up sealing the game for Atlanta. That is going to do it for this film breakdown. If you were on the receiving end in your fantasy football playoffs of this Kyle Pitts performance, I'm sorry for you. Or if you're one of the lucky ones that had him in your starting lineup and benefited from this massive game, please drop a comment. Let me know what you thought of this film breakdown. Kyle Pitts is a guy who's had, up and down production over the last couple years, but he's going into a contract year. And when you see a performance like this, where they can scheme him up, where he can utilize, his size and fluidity and route running, that's a great sign for the Falcons to potentially want to extend a guy like him and continue to build out that offensive unit with him and Drake London and Bijan Robinson into the future as a great young core. If you enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a like on the video, hit the notification bell so you don't miss another upload. All of it helps me out a ton, helps out the algorithm, so I would greatly appreciate it. As always, I appreciate you, and I'm out.